streaming test on Twitch. Before I say anything else, I'm just gonna make sure it's not a giant echo loop. So far, no echo. Try playing a song. See if there's an echo with the song. So what happened was I muted my Firefox browser, even though I guess Twitch must be playing the audio in the background for some reason, even though it's just a chat window. Alright, so sounds like it's working good to me. I wanted to go over the next level in this level design series. We did level 1 yesterday, we did level 2 this morning, and I got a bunch of free time, so I thought I'd go ahead with level 3. I was going to do one every day, but well, I don't even think anybody's seeing these because they're not getting any followers, so might as well just talk into the void. Doesn't matter when I do it. I could do it tomorrow, could do it now, could do it later. Just completely ignored by the world, left to rot away, all effort in vain. But I'm gonna try anyway, because that's who I am. I just need to create, and I need to share my creation. Even though the media or whatever you want to call it, it's not the players. When players find my game, they tend to like it. I mean, it's not going to be for everybody. A lot of people don't like pixel art, or they don't like whatever it is about the game. That's fair. I'm talking about like press outlets, gaming, so-called indie gaming press, that when I released my last game, they didn't even mention the release date as like something that was coming out. They won't write a review of it. I email them, they completely ignore. And then meanwhile I see like tons of games with like arguably worse graphics. For example, Cultist Simulator. I just saw that in PC Gamer, 4-page spread. They can't even put my game in the coming soon list, or like upcoming. They can't even give me like a tiny little paragraph or anything. And I'm sure Cultist Simulator is a great game, but the graphics aren't great in my opinion. So people are saying I shouldn't get any coverage because of the graphics, but that argument falls apart when you look at what other games people are covering. So yeah, my graphics aren't AAA quality, but there's more to it than just the graphics. I think lots of the graphics are great. It's just the budget we have to work with is so small. Okay, well, I'm not gonna get a budget if we don't have any players. There doesn't seem to be any investors that are interested in video games around where I live. So I'll just kind of rant and rave into the void here. Got nothing else to do. Could jump off a cliff, but it'd probably be the same result. Just might as well do this. It's more fun. Starting in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Level 3! podcast. Start up the game here. I got a bit more room now. That chat window, I shrank it on the side. Every time I cast, I get a little bit better, and I don't see anybody actually in the chat, so maybe I can just go full screen. There's apparently you can see who's the viewer list. Filter viewers. Electrical skateboard. Wow, there actually is someone viewing this? Electrical skateboard, are you for real? Or are you just an electrical skateboard? I don't think a skateboard can actually watch something. Anyway, if you're for real, you should totally type something in the chat room. Okay, so last time we beat level 2, we unlocked level 3, level 4 is still locked, and we also found a new comic book page, so I got lots left. I just want to like kind of say what had happened in level 1 and 2. So Granny's Cottage was like a tutorial level, and all that really happened was you grew an apple, you gave it to Granny, and there's a lot more to it than that, but like I'm trying to say basically it wasn't super complex. Level 2, you found the first sheeple, a sheeple guy, and he's living in a house and he's getting brainwashed, and you tore away the propaganda from his walls, and you gave him, filled his fruit, filled his fridge with fruit. That's hard to say. And then he ate that and he flew off. What does that mean? Everything's like a allegory for something else here. It's not supposed to be like super literal. Originally it was gonna be like, instead of flying off, the sheep will go walk into the forest and kind of live their own old life, but do we want the player to have to wait for that to happen? No. So shooting them off on a rainbow, it's faster, it's more fun. So that was the first sheeple house. Level 3, another sheeple house? Question mark. Question mark. Is it really another sheeple house? Let's check. This is the first level that we really get forced to use the shack. So we only have one seed to take. You can see the abacus here. Shows you how many seeds you're allowed to take, how many tools you're allowed to take. Kind of pointless right now. You gotta take them both on hard, easy, medium. Sometimes these change how many allowed on each difficulty. You have to take them all, but it's kind of like, I know you shouldn't even have to go through this menu in a technical sense, but I wanted people to get used to it for when it came later, when they do have more choice what to bring into each level. So before it got too complicated, it's like keep it simple at first and then add more and more to it. Patchman says another sheeple house, should be easy. So you start off in this river, kind of carries you down on a little tour. Some garbage in the river as well. It's floating along. Oh, what's that? This is a little bonus thing that is added. It's not necessary for the game. You can pick it up. Looks like an extra life. But it's actually a tiny little doll. If you throw it down, it turns into a cardboard cutout. As you can see, this drone really likes it. Smash it away. I don't want the drone to show its face right away, but there he is. So that's the drone. That's what's new on this level. Well, there's a couple other sort of new things here, but that's like the big new thing. So this drone is flying around in a path. See the red scanner there. If you wander into the red scanner's view, then it'll see you and attack you. So let's try that. Let's just see. A lot of people don't really assume that this drone is a bad guy, but of course once it starts shooting at you, then you'll know it is bad guy. See, it lost sight of me. And there's no cheating by this artificial intelligence that I coded. It's completely cheat-free, I guess you'd say. It tries to predict where you were. I guess there's a little bit of fudging. I do tell it some areas, and I'll show you what that means. Shortly here. They killed me. Oh, it's got me. So here's the kind of like the drone area that gets loaded in. You can see this layer here is called areas. Without that layer, you can kind of see we got like soil, got a drone, got some waypoints. So it's going to go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. Go around, around, around. Turn that off. Turn that off. Just making it hidden. But when I enable these areas, you can see like this is area 1. So if you were last seen in area 1, then the drone will look there. If you're last seen in area 2, over there, then the drone will search area 2, 3, 4, 5. And it doesn't really matter what the number is, but it's gonna search area 12 if you're in 12 and so on. Just dropped my headphones. If you saw my setup, you'd probably laugh. I got like 3 headphones here. Got one headphone to see what the volume is on the music in the game. Another headphone to see what the Twitch sounds like, which is like 5-second delay. And then a third headphone to hear what the microphone sounds like. Anyway, those cords kind of get tangled up. I got a microphone like hanging from the ceiling. But it's ghetto and I don't have money to buy anything better right now. It always comes down to money, doesn't it? I want to make an awesome game, but it either costs money to make it awesome or costs money to let people know about it. This is the house that the sheeple live in on level 3. I'm gonna go back to that level 3. So zoom out a little bit. This is the house. See, there's 2 sheeple there this time. And that wouldn't be any big deal. There could be 1, there could be 2, could be 10, but when you see why it is a big deal, and it has to do with the drones. Let's see what happens. In the last level, when they saw me, they either were like, wow, it's Patchman, or they tried to brainwash me. This time, because there's a drone, they're saying, hey, circle drones, I see Patchman. They call the drone over, and the drone chases you and tries to kill you. Oh, he ran out of power there. When he runs out of power, he kind of... So I just want to show him getting killed. So that's another new thing in this level. And this level kind of like introduces basically all the new stuff for the base game. Like basically this is everything that's going to be in this game. Like fundamentally there's a lot more content, but that's kind of like the core gameplay loop. There's sheeple, there's drones. Can't kill the drones, at least not at first. So you gotta sneak around, get rid of the posters. Avoid being seen by the sheeple. When you do have like a little bit of time and you can run away and hide. But generally, and if you're playing on hard mode, it's worse because if you get hit by one of those symbols, it's game over. The symbols, at least in hard mode, are worse than the lasers. So, and yet there's one even more new thing here. There's kind of another mechanic that's new, but the new thing, if you remember in level 2, there was that pipeline that's going from the repeater. And in this level, this shows you where it finally ends up. Ends up at a battery. And the battery holds that sheeple energy, and the drones are powered by that sheeple energy. So that's kind of like the economic system, so to speak. Like without that sheeple energy, the drones won't have power, and the drones won't be able to control the sheeple, and they won't be able to kill Patchman either. When they shoot a laser, it takes more energy out of them. There's actually like a true energy cycle slash system going on here. Like it's just not represented completely visually. I kind of wanted it to have like a little battery indicator on the drone, but it was just too much work. And by too much work, I mean I don't have enough resources to work on it for that amount of time. By the time I finished all those features I wanted, I'd still be working on it. I'd be dying of old age. So you gotta pick your battles. I kind of want to get rid of this battery just to show you kind of the proof, so to speak, that the drones need that. One way I could do that is to just delete it from the list of things on this map. Let's see if it was there, and I'm gonna delete it there. Gotta export it. Kind of start as far over as I can. You can see there's no battery now. So I thought the drone might run out of energy a lot sooner, but it does start with some. And I can draw the drone away until he runs energy. Should be in a moment now, or I might die. Oh, there he goes. So he ran out of energy. He fell into the water. The physics are a little funny to watch. I can push him around. He'll never come back to life. As soon as I put like a battery in the level and hook it up to an energy source, a battery alone won't change anything unless it starts with some energy. But so yeah, it's a lot easier without that battery in there. I'm gonna come back. Then I'll kind of like mention what else is a new mechanic in this level. Besides the necessity of sneaking around more, like getting to the posters without the sheeple seeing you, the other mechanic is planting these seeds and getting them to bear fruit and collecting the fruit. As you can see, the only soil is just conveniently placed nearby a drone. Look at that little guy there. Water these plants. Drone saw me. It's not that hard. It's only hard when you first try it and you're like, once you figure out the little quirks of it, it's not too scary. And then you can eat an apple. It's kind of like yet another new thing, like you can eat an apple and get my health back. I didn't really need to get my health back in the last 2 levels because I wasn't getting injured. So the drone saw me. The drone sight cone isn't 100% perfect. Kind of like speed issues involved in making it so perfect. So I've got some apples there. Might need to end up cutting down some trees if you didn't get enough apples. If you didn't get enough posters down and then you missed one. I remember I was at Portland Retro Gaming Expo about roughly 2 years ago, and these 2 kids came up to play. They were probably like 14, and they got level 1, level 2. They got to this level, and they got killed by the drone. They ran around, they took the posters down, they got the thing in the fridge, the apples in the fridge, and then the Sheeple threw the apples away. And it was hilarious because they kept missing something. They missed the poster in the corner. You can see there's like a poster way up here. And it just took them like a whole hour, but they're like yelling and screaming and laughing. And at the end of the day, they won a coffee mug or something, or a magnet or a shirt. I can't remember what exactly I gave them, but that was probably at least one of the top few experiences I've had publicly demoing this game. Just to see like the nerve-wracking tension, because they didn't want all their effort to go to waste. They didn't want to die from the drones, because if you played on hard mode, which they were doing, it's more serious. If you die, you don't come back to life in hard mode. You gotta do it all over again. Whereas in normal mode, if you die, you do come back to life, but there's one catch. I mean, you keep all your stuff, and everything's kind of sitting there, which is usually good, but the posters come back, and they'll be a little bit different, so there'll be one that's different than previously, like randomly. There should be one different in a different spot every time you die, and whereas if you die on easy, it's just gonna leave those posters up, or down, I guess you'd say, because ones you tore down. That makes it really easy. The reason they go back up on normal is to prevent people from suiciding into the posters. Like, they just run to a poster, take it down, they get killed. They do that over and over and over again until they win, and that kind of ruins the fun of the game. I don't think it's fun for people to do that. I mean, they know they're not necessarily cheating, but if you just use a little bit of patience and monitor the sheeple, their paths, and keep hidden till they're gone, then you'll win. I'm gonna cheat a little bit here. I gave myself infinite apples. I'm not gonna completely win the game, but the level. Oh, when you're brainwashed, you can't throw apples in the fridge. If I keep eating apples, I'll probably never die, especially at the rate that I'm eating them. It's kind of like a cheat. But by that same token, you won't get infinite apples, which is a reason why. Well, brainwash it. Can't do anything. Just eating apples. I got all the posters down. There's some brainwash. Oh my god, this is chaos. I'm totally not cheating, but I'm broken the spirit of the game by playing it this way. Because one, there's been awakened. It's not so much that he ate the fruit, it's that they were brainwashed not to eat the fruit. And when they became unbrainwashed and then they ate the fruit, they realized that they didn't have to live in this control system anymore. That's how they are kind of rescued by Patchman. It's not that, if you know what I mean, it's not that they just ate an apple and they became saved. See what my score was. Compare it to other people on the leaderboards. Of course, I cheated, so my score is completely invalid. Alright, so right now, best score for level 3. Best score for level 3 is Boy Mom. Boy Mom, why'd you play Patchman? I don't know what that name means. Valagorn, of course, Lammy Dragon, writer of Alacro. He hasn't been back to collect his coffee mug. This leave him guy was on the top, but he ended up not getting his coffee mug. There's me down here with my actual score. But Steam doesn't have the cheats in it, so. Then fastest time, FJ Falagorn. 7 people have finished it on hard mode. Basically, if you log a score on the fastest time, you've beaten it on hard mode. This guy looks like a trooper. He spent 10 minutes. Wow. I wonder if he ended up, if any of these people ended up beating level 4 in hard mode. Rednecks. These lists get smaller and smaller. Oh, only one FJ. Level 6 fastest time. But the weird thing is, okay, so after, there's no level 7 fastest time. And there's no level 8 fastest time. This is so slow. But there is a level 9 fastest time, Falagorn. So I guess he tried to beat the other ones on hard and then decided it might have been something to do with an achievement. And then level 10, he's got fastest time as well. 7 minutes. 1 minute on level 9. Level 9 is a really interesting one. It's almost completely procedural. So it changes every time you play it, like a maze. So it really lends itself to that kind of play. Okay, let's check our Kickstarter. This morning it had 21 backers, and it probably still has 21 backers. Yes. I really want it to get more backers. So we've unlocked level 4, fresh fruit in the fridge. After that, Sheeple Rush. So as I planned, I'm going to do 1 level per podcast. But there's probably more to go over here. So this house that is built for the Sheeple. There's some things to say about this. For example, you can see the posters. Now the Sheeple have their own lair. And oh, interesting. So this Sheeple knows about this poster, and all the posters with the P. The other Sheeple knows about the other posters. That's funny, I thought. But I guess it doesn't really help the player. I mean, you could, if you took down the exact posters for that one Sheeple and then put the apples in the fridge, he would get rescued, but it's too hard to know. It's too crazy. It's too hidden, the knowledge. But I actually initially built this level. There was a girl Sheeple and a guy Sheeple. And the girl would eat oranges and the guy would eat apples. But I was introducing a drone here, and I didn't want to introduce a drone and an orange. It's too much, so I moved the orange to level 4. Although, it's interesting because I had it like that for so long. The orange came first and you got the orange and you grew it, and no one had a problem with it. Anyway, if I had introduced just the orange and not the drone on this level, then the game would get a little boring. It's like, what's the difference? Last level I was growing apples, now I'm growing oranges. It's not a super change. It's boring. Like, and then people think maybe like, what's the next level? Another fruit and there's no action really. You might get hit by symbols, it's just annoying. But when the drones start to come in, I feel that's when the game comes into its full self. And I do worry like new players would play the first level and kind of give up thinking, oh, it's just like this, like a kid's game. It's too easy. It's just a bunch of stupid puzzles. Then level 3, they get to that. Or level 2 is kind of almost similar, like it's really more puzzly than actiony. You do have to jump over the waterfall right away, which I think is funny. I'll say why. So I'm gonna go to level 2. We already went over this, but I did forget to mention it. That didn't really change much, but the funny thing about how this level plays out, and it's like almost completely puzzle level, you can't really die except in this waterfall. So what will happen is like people will play, they'll die by just trying to get over this waterfall. And then they'll get like really like upset. Like for example, my brother James is playing this, he's like, he's phoning me up, he's so mad he couldn't get over the waterfall. And then once you do, you're kind of like on edge, like, oh no, what am I gonna die again? And you never do. You just kind of like, from there on, it's kind of like, it's not easy, but it's, life's never in danger. I find it like a really interesting like out of skew balance for this level. And then level 3, of course, you're gonna get killed a lot, most likely, unless you're a really good gamer. And I've seen some amazing gamers play this and just like immediately, almost just immediately figure it out, and like champs. Again, another player at Portland Retro Gaming Expo, don't remember his name offhand, but he basically went right through from to win the boss level, win the boss fight, and win the top prizes that I was offering there. It was pretty cool to see. He never gave up, like a champ, just kept going. Is there anything else I could say about this level? This one's just as procedural as the previous one. The forests are generated in a procedural fashion, and then we have cement blocks which are procedurally placed. But the house and the drone area are prefabricated by hand. So at one point I had an axe here, moved that to level 2. At one point I had a comic book here, moved that to level 4. There's of course forests on the edge. There's procedurally generated rivers with specified choke points, I guess, or turn points. Butterflies. Oh, and there's a Easter egg here. I'll let you find that. It's a goat. You're like, what? How's a goat an Easter egg? Well, that's exactly what I thought when I heard of this Easter egg. Because my artist, the artist, Igor, he came to me one day, he says, I have an Easter egg to put in the game. I was like, cool, because I love Easter eggs and he's got the best ones. And he's like, it's a goat. I'm like, what? It's supposed to be a pop culture reference, it's not like a, you know, like a famous movie like Star Wars or something, or a TV show. But apparently he saw this interesting article about a farm in Edmonton, which is a city away from us, and a blind goat got kidnapped because the goat was famous and somebody really liked the goat. I don't know if the story is 100% accurate. Something to do with this. They kidnapped the goat and he was really touched by that and he drew a goat for the game. So I think it was interesting. Recently he moved here from Ukraine, like probably like 3 or 4 years ago, and culturally had a lot of catching up to do, showing him all different TV shows and movies. He's a great guy, but it also it's really amusing to me to see different cultural values, like a local newspaper article being considered an Easter egg. I thought that was kind of touching and hilarious. So it is an Easter egg. You can find it in the game, but I don't want to show it to you because I don't want to spoil literally everything. There's more to talk about when we get to level 4. Yeah, I think that's good for now. We've gone on for about 40 minutes. I'll put another link to our website on the chat. You can jump to Steam, our Steam coming soon page, wish list, the next episode of Patchman, or check out our Kickstarter or player demo. You can even go back and get the first episode. It's on sale right now on Steam. It's on sale on Android. Apple never lets anybody put things on sale, at least not that I'm aware of. And yeah, it's probably on sale on itch. Let me check. Yeah, it is on sale. So the first episode's on itch. It's DRM free. It's 40% off right now, $3. It's like $5 on Steam. The Steam version I feel is a little better. It's usually up to date, faster. It's got achievements and leaderboards and cloud saves. So it like took a lot more effort to build that out. So I do like to recommend Steam, but yeah, it's on sale right now. I would just say the OS X version for Mac is one version behind. Actually no, these are all the same version. There's like a small glitch in the shack that I'm gonna patch up, and then I'm gonna release a spy pack for backers. See, there's a picture of level 7 there, the boss, shack, the trailer, this funny logo with like the sheeple and the bear. So yeah, definitely check that out if you like indie games. Okay, this is Dave signing off. Thanks for checking this out. Goodbye.